This is WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett, Memphis. Check out 92.9 FM or 680 AM for the biggest local sports shows like the Eric Hasseltine Show. Weekdays, 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. This is the Memphis Sports Network, 790 AM.
The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790, talking outdoors for the next 90 minutes as we roll into our 14th year on the air. And, wow, this is the fourth Saturday of the month. We're getting at the end of September. It's hard to believe, but you know that the fourth Saturday of the month, that means that Bill Cooksey, editor of the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News, and the first copy is out.
That's right.
And it's a nice one. Got a lot of information, you even got to write a story beside your column in there.
That's right.
And
I did.
Good picture. Mention your wife in there and everything.
You got to throw that in because the next one I'm actually going to dog her a little bit.
Oh, you're going to dog her that?
Yeah. It's honeydews time, so you got to get on the wife a little bit now.
Well, I'll be, huh? And you know, fourth Saturday of the month, that also means bonus warm time, right?
Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. We're going to do this show this morning, and we got a bunch of great guests. And then I've got to hit the road.
You got
on the road again.
On the road again?
Road again.
You going deer hunting? Bow season opened this morning. You going?
Yeah, we're going to go shoot tigers.
No, he's heading down to Oxford. We've already gotten into it and everything. And also in the studio right now, but we'll talk to him a little bit later, is our good friend Johnny McFarland. He's almost a regular here. We may have to put his picture on the website too, because we're going to talk to Ron Crabtree here and very soon on the next segment about what an honor he got. And so Johnny with the Mid-South chapter of Quail and Forever, I almost said it right, Quail Forever, and we're glad to have him in there. And we have another new person in the studio with us this morning, Greg Ratcliffe.
Good morning, Greg.
He's over here, buddy. He's running the show. So,
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's running the show.
Somebody needs to.
Well, the patients are loose.
It takes,
somebody has to run the asylum.
It takes a village of us to get Larry straight.
A village of what?
Not much.
Don't go much after that. Oh man, Saturday morning early, and I know that. Hey, right as soon as I get through with this show, I'm heading out to this morning at 8 o'clock to Calvary Baptist at 6252 Memphis Arlington Road in Bartlett. I'm going to be speaking to their men's breakfast thanks to my good friend Forrest Goodman. Everybody knows Forrest from the Tigers and things like that, and Forrest has asked me to come out there this morning, and then from there, I'm dropping on over on my way from there, going over to the Junior Fishing Rodeo at Ketchum Lake. I'm going to stop by there and say hello to John Charles Wilson, and all the kids are going to be fishing. You still can go out there. They're going to be fishing in two different segments, so get on out to Ketchum Lake this morning, and you'll have a great time. I think they said they put in 18,000 pounds of catfish. I don't know. It's a
They you know
That's
what?
a lot of cat.
They
that's a
put-
lot of.
They usually put quite a few in there.
Oh yeah,
and-
they put a lot of
and
catfish
it's
in
pretty
there.
amazing how those catfish are always ready to eat.
Well, I'm just so glad that that they have a chance to do it, and we're trying to hook up. I'm going to give try this line right here for Chris Roman right there. There's a line we're trying to hook up with Chris Roman. You see where that extension line right there? Greg, see if you can hook up with Chris because there's a new product that we're trying to talk about because we're going to be giving away some of these on next week's show. It's called Fish Defunk is the one I've got.
I need it.
Now, and
I need it.
No, I'm checking out this gun defunct because any of my buddies that have seen my guns know it'll be a test.
it will, and that's Gun Defunk you've got,
Gun defunct.
and he's got the Fish Defunk, and then you've also got, what do you got right there?
Dog defunct.
Dog Defunk, and Johnny's got some of that.
Now,
So.
what does that do?
It's supposed to defunk your dog.
That's what it's supposed to do.
But I can see personal hygiene being a good deal here, too.
Please don't spray me this morning.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, hey. Well, it's the Fish Defunk. It kills the stink, fishing hand wipes, fish catching formula, scent-free, catch more fish, keep hands clean. So we're going to be giving away. They sent us a bunch of these for next week's open mic Saturday, and we'll be taking your calls and giving away lots of products. But I just thought this was kind of cool, and the good folks at Contec out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Any of y'all been to Spartanburg, South Carolina?
I have.
I
Yes,
have too.
I have.
Yeah, I've been too. Yeah, on my way to Charleston, I came swooping through there, and everything. So I'm just glad to have it. So we're trying to hook up with Chris. Hadn't got him yet, but anyway, Fish Defunk, exclusive double down technology. And your Gun Defunk says, what does it say?
It basically it's a gun wipe, just like your old style silicone rags that you keep in your gun case and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. But they always dry out. But these are like baby wipes. It's in a big can and you just pull out one at a time. It's pretty dang cool. It'll be in my truck all duck season.
Well, look, and, now, Ron, your feelings on, fish catching formula, the scent-free.
Well,
Have you ever used anything like this?
No, I haven't.
Well, you're going to, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to use this because, here's the thing about it. A lot of people don't understand that when you go out and you're putting on plastic worms
Yeah,
or
that's what it's
something,
saying. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You have a scent on your hand, and especially if you have sunscreen or something
Mhm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
What'll happen is you've just put some fish repellent
Yeah.
onto your plastic baits.
Yeah.
Well, with this product here, it looks like it takes all of that off, and you put your bait on, and it's going to be good. But the other part of it is, after you've handled so many fish,
what you do.
which I try to do,
You try to do. No, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. He handles a lot of fish in a year.
It's good to keep your hands clean for a lot of reasons. It doesn't get slippery on your rods or anything else like that. So this looks like a great product to use.
So you'll take it with you and you'll try it out.
It'll be in my boat. Yes, it will. I'll stuff it into one of my little bags I carry on my boat.
Of all your goodies, because it's got odor neutralization technology.
Just the idea going to the lake.
Molecular
How many times you go to the lake, you
technology.
gas up your boat, and you get gas on your hands. Then you pour your
absolutely.
2-cycle oil in, and you end up with 2-cycle on your hands because you got to pop that little tab in
And
the top.
that's bad stuff
and-
too. That's another fish repellent
Exactly.
you stay away from.
Well, this Gun Defunk is what I'm going to be really using that.
now,
because,
Bill,
Absolutely.
the way you go out and deer hunt, deer or duck hunt.
duck, he's
and
a
I
waterfowl
have seen
man. And turkey.
you out in the field via pictures, and your guns look like the mud.
When we field hunt, they get nasty.
Well, sure
I
they
mean, you're
do.
out in rice and bean fields, and it's
Now-
one thing to get to the pit clean, but with dogs bringing birds back and people jumping in and out, there's stuff splashing. There's mud, blood, coffee, Mountain Dew. It's
And
all on there.
That has something to do with the performance of your gun too, doesn't it?
Well, absolutely, especially in the long term. Things start breaking down on the outside of the gun, and there are other things going wrong inside. So
That's not good.
no.
Well, I just like the name, too. I'm a big on name, but Fish Defunk, and let me see your Gun Defunk. All right, this is gun defunct. They're the same size. They got 30 wipes in there. Okay.
Well hyphenated.
Lubricate, reduces barrel wear. It's petroleum-based gun cleaning wipes, and it's got the European mount here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's pretty cool. We're going to give away, as I said, next week, and if we don't,
that's going to be
we
a
don't
great,
hook up with
that's gonna be a good
with our
gift.
good friend Chris Roman. At least he sent this to us and everything, and. This is opening day of bow season.
It is.
And there's a lot of folks out there already.
There are deer on the ground right now.
There's already deer on the ground right now. With this guy, I've seen so many deer and everything. My crossbow is almost ready. I plan to be in the woods Monday if everything goes right. I've got a new crossbow. I've worked, made some deals. And
I'll assume you've been practicing.
Yes, I'm going to do more practicing this afternoon.
I tell you what, you get that crossbow dialed in, and it doesn't take a lot. It's the equalizer for guys like us.
Well, I've got a new 10-point crossbow with a crank on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And the good folks at Everything Archery, Ty Davis and Bill Woolridge, have helped me out there, and I've gone out and shot, looked it up and everything. It's not as heavy as my previous crossbow, and so it's a cool-looking thing. So I'm planning to use it Monday, hopefully Monday. I'm not going to try today. I got too many things going on today.
I'm putting them on the ground this afternoon.
You are?
I have
by the
$4
way,
and a couple of dozen does there at the house.
I'm going to watch a football game this afternoon.
By the way, guys, I am out of sausage and venison in my freezer.
Well, you eat too much.
So
you need to cut back on all those cookouts. That's all you do is post what you're cooking.
That's right.
I get hungry just watching Bill what he posts on Facebook.
You
It's
notice
his next meal from the Cooksey family.
Do you notice he never puts out an invite until after it's all eaten?
Well, it's too gone. It's gone. It doesn't
Yeah, I
last
know.
long.
Have you gotten an invite from him?
No, but I feel like I'm part of the family by just looking to see what they're eating.
That's the thing. I'm just trying to share and
He-
provide information and ideas.
He wants Bill the 12th to eat as much as he can.
Well, I tell you what, the other night, those teal, I did
don't
have
even-
too much.
Hey, those were good,
We
weren't
ain't
they?
even got into 10
those are
minutes of the
always
show,
good.
and we're on food already. We've already mentioned the Ole Miss, and we've already, so we've got all that thing carried away.
Well,
and
now,
everything.
Larry, your Razorbacks are doing pretty good this year.
So far.
Yeah, we'll
They
find
have
out.
They have a major running game.
Yeah, they got a major running game. Yeah, we just want a general to lead them. We want the leaders and not the followers. Okay, so but I do appreciate the folks at Everything Archery. I was out there the other day. That's on Mount Pleasant. Not Mount Pleasant. Pleasant View Road, 5454. I couldn't find a parking place. They have 60 kids out there like 3 times a week shooting back in that back room.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's amazing, and little kids were all over the place coming out. You couldn't get a place to park because the popularity of archery, since the Hunger Games and Brave and all those things like that, So I go out there with my stuff and see what I can work out and everything, and I realize I tell him I can't cock this thing anymore. I can't bend over, And so he said, well, we'll take care of it. And they have. Thank you very much out there, Bill Woolridge and Ty Davis. And, folks, go out to Everything Archery. They're not a sponsor or anything like that of this show, but they're good folks. They've been out there forever. And if you can find a parking place, you may have to park on Covington Pike to get down there. I don't know. It's the popularity of archery is just.
Well, it's amazing what a difference a good bow shop like that can make.
Yeah. And
you go out to a regular store and buy a bow, and then you have to assemble everything, all the sights and that sort of thing, and you don't know if it's the right ones for your bow, and neither did the guy that tried to help you. But
well, go to Everything
those
Archery.
folks will be able to help.
Yeah. All right, let's take our first break of the morning. We're through with all the defunct stuff right now for a while. We're going to take a break and come back and talk quail and a man from Tennessee who had a big honor. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that continues to grow into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make an outdoor memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for over 25 years, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-famous resort is in the fall. Fall offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities. Whether it's for lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns, the White River has a worldwide reputation as one of the best trout streams to be found anywhere. Only Gaston's
Gaston's offers you more than 2 miles of river frontage. The breathtaking scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. Gaston's enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its cottages are first-rate, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks plus wood-burning fireplaces. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice, make a memory. Go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790, talking outdoors. We do each and every Saturday for 90 minutes. And Greg Ratliff is our new show producer, pushing all the buttons. And we're going to spend a little time on this segment talking a little quail, which we do a lot on this show because of our love for the sport and also our love for the bird itself. And we have in studio with us, besides our regular co-host, is our good friend Johnny McFarland from the Mid-South chapter of Quail Forever. And good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Larry.
And I know Johnny's been here several times. He even got up and come on in here even when we didn't want him. He didn't need to be here. He likes to be here. But
it's always fun.
It's always fun. And this next guest, I need to let Johnny introduce this next guest because I know what he means to quail in the state of Tennessee.
Well, Larry, Ron has been probably one of the leading influences in the state the past several years on trying to bring back bobwhite. And this honor he got from Field and Stream, I think, is a testament to the hard work he's been doing with the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Quail Forever chapters around the state. It's Ron Crabtree.
Yes, Ron Crabtree of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He was one of 6 finalists for Field and Stream's 2014 Heroes of Conservation Award, which was honored on September the 17th at Washington, D.C., and we're just happy for you. First of all, good morning, Ron, and I know this had to be a good moment for you.
It was. It was great. The only problem now I have is being as good as these people make me look.
Well, tell us about the trip, because I know being a finalist in this thing, of course, we know Field and Stream has been around for over 100 years, which is even older than me. But just to be a part of these 6 guys, was butterflies there? Were you? I mean, how did they do it? Did they do it like? You didn't know until they announced it, I guess.
It was I didn't know that I was a finalist until they called me, and interestingly enough, they called me on April the 2nd, which was
almost April Fool's Day.
Day after April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
And knowing people like Johnny, I wasn't real sure it was real. But anyway, it was a big deal, much bigger deal than I recognized at the point, and the way it worked is, of course, just like all those things, there's a lot of photo shoots and videos and that sort of thing, but the finale was on Wednesday night, the gala, they called it, and there was, I don't know how many people there were, but I'm telling you, there was a bunch. And one of the things they required us to do was make some remarks.
Uh-huh.
And my objective was to get up there and not embarrass my family or Quail Forever or Tennessee, and get off the stage and be able to find my seat again. And after that, all was well. But it was a much bigger deal than I imagined, and there were some really it restores your faith in mankind, basically, when you see that many, how many people there are still interested in taking care of what we've been given here.
Well, we're talking to Ron Crabtree of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, one of 6 finalists for Field and Stream's 2014 Heroes of Conservation Awards, and the gentleman that won it came out of the great state of North Dakota, and that's Ryan Krapp, K-R-A-P-P, of Bismarck, North Dakota. He got it, and he got the truck, but all you guys got, if I'm not mistaken, a $5,000 grant that I'm assuming will go to your Music City Quail Forever chapter, right, Ron?
That's correct, and it was an opportune time to get that money because there's a lot of progress being made in Tennessee relative to quail. TWRA operates on a 5-year strategic plan, and this 5-year strategic plan was a big difference in what they've been in the past, and that is, in the past, they were focused on species. There was one for deer, one for bear, one for whatever, but this time it was species-focused, and, it's so logical, you wonder why it didn't happen before, because these species all live together on the landscape. They're not segregated, so whatever you do for one, most of the time is good for others, and especially for quail. When you do something for quail habitat, all the other species benefit, and even aquatic species, because if you put cover on the ground where the water runs into these streams, it prevents erosion. But one of the things that has just happened in Tennessee that is so great is that TWRA has established 4 quail focus areas, and those focus areas are on WMAs in each of the 4 TWRA regions, and Wolf River down there in West Tennessee is where that one is, and the WMA managers that have the responsibility for those are so enthusiastic, and there's been some successes that these managers have been able to see, and nothing breeds success like success. It's just things are better for quail in Tennessee right now than I've been attending the commission meetings for a little over 12 years now. And in my experience, the future is better for quail in Tennessee than it's ever been since I've been attending those.
Well, Ron, there's some people that think you're a member of the Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission because you're always there.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, but one of the legislators was asking a fellow with TWRA, he thought I was a commissioner, and I kidded that legislator later when he was up for election. Somebody talked about voting for him or not voting for him, and I told him that I really intended to vote for him, but when I got in the polls there, I couldn't remember his name.
No. Hey, we're talking to Ron Crabtree of Murfreesboro, and I know, Johnny, tell us of your relationship to Ron and the work that he does, even in our area here.
Ron got me involved with the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Commission several years ago.
Yeah.
And our goal of making them aware of the quail's plight.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed attending several of the meetings. I've learned a great deal, and our chapter, our Mid-South Quail Forever chapter, has worked with Ron's chapter to bring awareness of the Quail Forever chapters in Tennessee and the plight of the quail to the Wildlife Commission.
Well, I'm looking at this, and the Field and Stream editor-at-large, Eddie Nickens, says there's not a single Tennessee hunter or angler who doesn't owe Ron Crabtree a debt of gratitude. I know, Ron, that you don't do this for yourself. You do it for your love for the bird. And when I think of Tennessee, I think of quail. I mean, we're in the cradle of the world here, the Ames Plantation.
That's right.
You know, and all of the great bird hunting and things that we've had in the past. And I appreciate what you've done, Ron, to step up for like this. And it's an honor, well deserved. And I don't know, you didn't get the Toyota Tundra truck, but we'll see if we can get you some kind of drive to get you maybe a little toy truck or something like that, you know. So from us over here, we appreciate you taking time on this Saturday morning to visit with us. And, again, congratulations. And I know a lot of the good folks at Field and Stream, and I know the program that they put on, and just to be a part of that 6-person field had to be great for you, and we just want to congratulate you.
Happy to be involved, and early on Saturday morning is no problem for a guy with a conscience like mine. You can't sleep anyway.
Oh, that's true.
You're giving some.
Yeah, and folks, go get the new Field and Stream, the October edition. If you really want to know what Ron looks like, there it is, okay? I'm sure he'll sign that if you see him someplace in downtown Murfreesboro. Drop by. I know a lot of places I could like go. There are great eating places in Murfreesboro.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron. We'll talk to you, okay? Have a great day, buddy.
Thank you, and it's always good to talk to that gentleman there with you.
That gentleman there with me. All right, thank you,
Take
Ron.
care, Ron.
All right.
All right.
All right, before we take a break here real quickly. Johnny, I know, I appreciate you coming in just to be a part of this, but how do people get involved in the Mid-South chapter of Quail Forever?
The easiest way, Larry, is go to www.midsouthquailforever.org. All the information you need is right there. And one thing we've been so proud about with Quail Forever's financial plan is the money we raise for Quail Forever, our chapter decides where to spend it here at home. Same advantage with Ron with the grant for his chapter.
Yeah.
His chapter will decide where to spend that money.
And you guys meet once a month? Or
We meet monthly at Bass Pro Shop, third Tuesday of the month.
At about what time?
7 o'clock, 6:30.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah,
Just come
well,
by.
when we all get there anyway.
Get there early and spend some money, and then
They never mind us walking around the store before and after the meeting.
no, they don't. David Hagel and Michael Alvarez, all those guys over at Bass Pro Shop, they love to see you. And
But they give
everything.
us a wonderful meeting room back there. We have a lot of fun. We conduct a little business.
Yeah, well, it's a great organization, and I know you were saying that you need to get that boy to kill a quail.
Yeah, I'm not that old. I grew up hunting quail in West Tennessee.
Yes.
That was our main deal.
Yeah.
Was
Well-
quail and squirrels. My son's 14 and he's never shot a bobwhite quail.
You need to get him involved because they got some great youth programs. I tell you, those guys right there really dig for youth.
We've been doing a youth hunt in the fall for a number of years now. All you need to do is go to our website, sign up for our newsletter. You'll hear about it. And, of course, my goal is that before it's all said and done, we'll be able to take the kids on a wild quail hunt instead
Right.
of preserve quail hunt.
Right. That's great. All right, let's take a break. Johnny McFarland, thank you for taking time. He's got a real life. He really does, for being with us. Let's take our next break on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
No better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin. Our legacy.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. And I don't know if I announced it, but we are really glad to welcome aboard in November and December a new sponsor on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and that's Buck Gardner Game Calls. And we're looking forward to Buck being part of this wonderful team that also includes the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, Barton Power Sports in West Memphis and Jonesboro, and, of course, our good friends at Gaston's White River Resort. But Buck will be coming aboard, and hope to get Buck on next week's show, Open Mic Saturday. We're going to be giving away lots of prizes, taking your calls, and always have fun on that first Saturday of the month. Well, we're going to have fun on this segment, too, because Ron Walk's perked up. Bill Cooksy's perked up over here. Anytime we can talk fishing, particularly with a young man that has had pretty good success for 26 years old. He's already won over $500,000 on BASS. Pretty good success, I think, right now. 2 top 10 fish and seven top 10 finishes, and just turns 27 on November the 1st. Am I right, Brandon?
Hell, you're real close. It's actually the 3rd, but that's
the 3rd.
as close as you can get.
That's as close as I can get. But anyway, Ron, why don't you introduce this guest, because you're my fishing man.
Well, I got to tell you something. Not too many people think about a professional bass fisherman from Idaho. But this young man,
unless he lives in Idaho.
That's right. Yeah. And not too many people know of too many from Idaho. Great fisherman, just he started out sleeping in his truck as he was going from tournament to tournament.
I've heard that story.
And and he has done what is necessary to qualify for the Bassmasters Classic each year. I believe it was last year he was out of the running and had to win a tournament, and he did it and qualified for the Classic. Brandon Polinack and
second in the Classic.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
No, he didn't finish second, but he had to win a elite tournament.
That's what
to qualify.
All right. Well, Brandon, good morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, we're having fun here and everything.
Well, I got to tell you, fun, and you talk about somebody that likes to have fun. Brandon does it. I mean, you talk about somebody that you can see going down the road in a.
He has a lit up boat.
He has a lit up boat. He has a
doesn't even need lights.
And he's got a tricked out truck that's unbelievable, and it's got lots of lights on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to our buddy Chris Brown and Rigid Industries.
That's right.
But more importantly, Brandon is now with Storm Lure Companies, and which is now, Brandon, and correct me if I'm wrong, is part of the Rapala family. Is that correct?
No, you got that right.
All right. And you know, they make some fine baits, and of course,
we've already talked about one of them here.
Storm has come out with their new Wake crankbait, and I got to tell you something. You know, like Bill was talking about earlier, he let his wife borrow it, and he hasn't been able to get it back yet.
Bad choice.
And we've got fall coming up, which means the fish are moving up shallow.
It is.
If you're fishing grass beds that are just below the surface, oh my gosh, what a bait, isn't it?
Oh, it's one of the best baits you can throw, you know, especially in the fall time. You know, the big fish, they really start getting keyed in on bait fish, And a wake bait is a perfect bait to imitate, either a fleeing bait fish or even a wounded or dying bait fish. And, I mean, the big fish, they just can't resist that thing.
They really can't. Now, Brandon, a lot of people think that you can just throw a wake bait out there and just crank it back in, but you have different ways that you actually fish it. Can you tell our listeners some of the things that you do with a wake bait that is a little bit different?
Well, the biggest thing is that most of the time it's going to be a steady retrieve. All of the action is built into that bait.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to make sure that you've got your rod tip at the right angle where it's creating that good wake. But a lot of times I'll speed it up and I'll slow it down, and that's why that bait works so well. The Arashi wake crank is you can fish it at a lot of different variable speeds. It's really important to be able to change those speeds, because one day they may want it fast and the next day they may want it real slow.
Mm-hmm. Now, you talked about rod angle. Most people will tend to put their rod down, especially with a crankbait, at about a 8:30, 9 o'clock level. But with a wake bait, you want to hold it up at least a 10 to 11 o'clock angle. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's spot on. I'm going to start at the end of my cast. I'm going to hold that rod tip about 10 to 11 o'clock. And actually, as the bait gets closer, I will slowly start to move my rod tip down. And about by the time it gets to the boat, I'll have my rod tip pointing right at the bait.
And that's to keep it at a specific level, too, right?
Yeah, that's going to be able to keep it just kind of right at a perfect level, kind of half plane in the water, and you're going to get the best action out of your bait that way.
Now, what kind of line do you use for your wake baits?
I like to throw anything, like a 14 or 15-pound monofilament. I throw the Trilene XL.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really soft monofilament,
right,
but very strong. And with that line being real supple and soft like that, it allows you to make long casts, accurate casts. But then it gives that bait a lot of action because you don't have any resistance from your line.
Well, let me ask him something here, because here I go again. I got to jump in here because I love names. I'm the name person, the Arashi Wake Crank, and we're talking to Brandon Polinick about the Storm's new Wake Crank. It comes in 16 colors, people out there. In my old days, I only knew 5 colors, and they were all red, but now they come in 16 colors, and they come by names. I love these names: Baby Bass, Red Crawl, Parrot. Now, I would have to have the Parrot.
I'll tell you what, that parrot is a beautiful color.
The Hot Blue Shad, the Ghost Hitch. Now, I would have that one too. I would buy them by name.
For your clear water, that's an excellent color.
It is.
Excellent
You're actually
and fall's clear water time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, they're $8.99, so I want to make sure I get the name I like. You're okay.
Well, now the thing you have to remember is, this bait shouldn't get hung up, because you're going to fish it over grass beds, over gravel bars, and it's going to stay. What does it run, a foot and a half at the most, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, really, you're not even going to be able to get this bait underwater.
Right.
So I designed it to stay on the surface even at a fast speed. So,
now
you're going to be able to get to the bait unless you cast it all the way up in the top of a tree.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to get that bait unstuck.
Well, that's the great thing about it. I mean, my wife has that on. There's nothing wrong she can do. Cast it out, reel it in. Yeah, there are little tricks that make it a little bit better, but man, it's an easy bait to fish and catch fish on.
Brandon, you talk about designing this bait, but
got 3D
that's
eyes.
One of the things that a lot of these companies now look towards, the elite pros, helping them out with these baits. What were some of your specifications for this bait?
My thing was to be able to fish it at variable speeds. I wanted a wake bait that I could get a consistent action out of at a very, very slow speed and at a very high speed. That was my number one criteria. The next thing was kind of the shape and the size of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of wake baits are real big and bulky,
right?
And I wanted something that I could target a lot of the small bait fish, and one that was going to get me a lot of bites. And
but
so that's kind of another thing that we came up with.
Absolutely, and a lot of people think, especially if you're fishing over grass, it's mostly smaller bait fish that are in the grass too. It's not really huge shad or anything else like that. And again, you're trying to use the size bait that's matching the hatch, if you will.
But it still pushes a lot of water.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely moves a lot of water. That way the fish can track it from a long distance. It's got a pretty fat body profile, so the big fish still like to eat it, but it does a really good job of imitating that smaller bait fish that is maybe just a few months old, which is really what they're keying in on around grass.
What's up next for you? I mean, we're running out of time here on this segment. We want to find out what's you got a lot of fans down here in the Memphis area, Brandon. What's up next for you?
Yeah, for me, it's going to be driving home. I'm going to be heading home. I haven't been to Idaho in a long time, so I'm going to be driving home. I'm going to strap a pair of boots on, and I'm going to grab a bow, and I'm going to go elk hunting.
There you go.
I'm going to take a little bit of time off of it.
Now you're talking to some hunters in the studio.
Now
this
we're getting
morning.
serious here right now. When he says he's driving home, it's not like he'd be home in a couple hours.
Larry, you'll want some of those elk steaks too.
Well,
hey, listen, Brandon. If somebody wants more information about these great wake baits, where can they go?
Well, you can go to just stormlures.com.
Yeah.
You can find all the information there about the whole entire Rashi lineup.
Awesome.
Or you can just check out my website, which is bmpfishing.com, and there you can follow all my social media, follow my website, and we do a bunch of discussions about all the Storm, Rapala lures, and the whole family.
Well, we've got it right on the home page of LROutdoors.com. You just click on Brandon's picture right there, and it'll take you to the link and interviews with Brandon and everything else. Buddy, we appreciate you being on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and have a great bow season, and we'll talk to you down the road again, okay?
And I'll see you at the Classic.
And he'll see you at the Classic, okay, Brandon?
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, have a great day. All right, Brandon Polinick.
He's a fine young gentleman.
Yes, he really is, and to be 26 years old and rolling along.
Hey, go
like
out
that.
to his website, though. It's
pretty cool.
He's got one tricked-out truck.
Yeah.
And boat. Like Bill was talking about. And I got to tell you, it's just not your normal pickup truck.
No. It's not your grandfather's boat, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
And pickup
truck. But it does have all those lights, too. That's pretty cool. Those rigid lights.
It's nice.
And our good friend Chris Brown, we wish him nothing but success out there. We're going to get Chris on because his life is really, he's engaged.
He's engaged now.
Yeah. And I'm really proud for Chris.
And he's probably on his way home also.
Yeah, we appreciate it. All right, we're going to take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're rolling right along and come back and talk a little Winchester ammunition on Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports. That's ESPN 790. I knew I'd say that one. ESPN 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that continues to grow into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make an outdoor memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for over 25 years, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-famous resort is in the fall. Fall offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities. Whether it's for lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns, the White River has a worldwide reputation as one of the best trout streams to be found anywhere. Only Gaston's offers you more than 2 miles of river frontage. The breathtaking scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. Gaston's enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its cottages are first-rate, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks plus wood-burning fireplaces. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice, make a memory. Go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin. Our legacy.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and talking outdoors every Saturday morning. This being the opening day of bow season, and we're going to and we're going to be talking a lot about that in the next segment after this one with the deer project leaders in Mississippi and Tennessee, talking about deer hunting and things along that line. But recently I came across a great idea, and as Bill Cooksey says, this is what a lot of people ought to be doing.
It's everyone that's putting television on the internet should be doing this,
And-
because we're watching it at the office and we don't have 30 minutes with the boss not walking in.
No, and if you want to watch 4 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever it might be, and we're talking about Winchester TV. And it's a wonderful idea, and we're privileged to have with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray Derek Gerald. He developed and manages the digital marketing and social media strategies for our good friends Winchester Ammunition in East Alton, Illinois. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Larry. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I got to ask you: Are you living the dream? Is this a dream job?
It is. It is a dream job for sure. Anytime that you can combine a couple passions, one being web design and technology and social media, and two, the outdoors and hunting and in this outdoor industry, it's a great combination.
Is this what Gerald wanted to be growing up?
Yeah. So early on, I started doing a lot of web design, really more as a hobby than anything else.
That's what most people do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started doing some web design for some friends and family, and that kind of grew into a few things. And then I started managing the design services for Network Solutions, and then I ultimately came over here to Winchester about 6 years ago.
And I have to ask you, how old are you?
I am 39.
39, right in the middle of the tech world. So, I mean, it's changing. It's going to be different tomorrow after we talk to you today, right?
Oh, yeah. It changes on a daily basis, it seems like.
Well, tell us about Winchester TV, Derek. Tell our listeners out there.
Yeah, so Winchester TV, I mean, really, when you think about it, it actually started years ago. So Winchester is one of the few brands in our industry that has accumulated and amassed the amount of television or outdoor television content that we have. So beginning in 2007, we launched our first TV show, Winchester Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after that, we had Winchester Whitetail Revolution, Turkey Revolution, World of Whitetail. So we've had this great array of outdoor TV programming over the years. And what we found is, we would air them on NBC Sports or Versus or the Outdoor Channel, Sportsman's or Pursuit. And then after they aired, really we had this great content and we weren't doing much with it. So, we had that in the back of our mind. And then, as we talked about a minute ago, as digital marketing and the internet and, consumer behavior starts to change and people are looking at new ways to consume TV content, we thought maybe we had a good opportunity to leverage some of our existing outdoor TV programming and develop, a world-class website that we could provide to our users and share that content with them.
As looking at this website here, Derek, it's so easy to navigate through it, and you pull up, like, I just pulled up Winchester Legends. And there it is. All I have to do is
Ron
hit play,
Spalmer in all his glory,
ready to go. But I think you're absolutely right. This is the way of new television, if you will, because people really don't sit at home anymore just to watch TV programs, or the time is not right in anything else. So you can watch what you want to watch when you want to watch it.
That's a really good point, Larry. And, on that note, so we understand that we're going to have some users that want to hop on here and they want to watch a full 22-minute, commercial-free episode of, whatever season they want to look at on our platform. We also understand there's going to be people that are going to be sitting in a waiting room, or they're going to be at the airport and they're going to have a few minutes on their iPhone or their tablet. And so we designed this site in a way that they can consume as little or as much content as they want to, and it's also a responsive website. So what that means, Larry, is if they're on a desktop or a laptop or a tablet or a smartphone, that is going to scale to their specific device and give them the optimal experience for the platform they're on. Right. The other thing that we did is we wanted to make sure that it was a really good streaming experience. And so what we have is we've utilized a new technology called adaptive streaming.
Adaptive streaming, okay.
Adaptive streaming. I'm going to get just a little technical for just a minute, and then we'll get back.
Go ahead. Oh, that's all right.
But adaptive streaming is a technology similar to what Netflix and Hulu and some of those larger platforms use. But what it does is it looks at, if you go to WinchesterTV.com, it's going to look and see what device you have. It's going to look to see what your connection speed is, and it's going to optimize a stream based on your device and your connection speed to give you the best possible viewing experience.
Wow. And, when I think back that Winchester started in 1866, where have we come to? I can still see Jimmy Stewart in Winchester 73, trying to kill that old brother of his, out there. And I look at this and I say, wow, this is pretty impressive. And the thing about it, over 175 TV shows, and you can watch a 4-minute little segment like that's about the limit of my mind sometimes, Or you can watch the full-length one, and it opens the door. So this technology, and Derek, I was looking at this thing. The digital footprint consists of 8 branded websites, 2 interactive blog platforms featuring 10-plus contributors, social media. We got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, mobile apps, and things along that line. Where are we going to with this? What's going around in your head every day?
Larry, it's always as part of the fun and part of the challenge of this role is that the technology changes.
Yeah.
We're in an interesting time where the viewer or the user experience and the way they consume content, that seems to be evolving really on a daily basis anymore. So we watch all that very close, and we're always trying to provide the best value to our customer. And you kind of hit on one thing a minute ago. Winchester, when you think about it, founded in 1866, we're a very, established company, very loyal audience, great brand, one of the largest brands in the outdoor industry.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I want to point out is we've always been an innovative leader in our industry, whether it's been innovative technology in our ammunition products or when you look at some of the marketing projects that we do too. So we've always been an innovative company, and that innovation is going to continue. And we're going to continue to look at new platforms and new ways to engage and provide value to our customer.
And I know you've been in East Alton, Illinois forever, right?
Yeah, we've been here a long time, and it's a great community, and really looking forward to what the future holds.
All right, folks, go to www.winchestertv.com, click on it, and just enjoy it. And the best thing I like about it, it's FREE.
Exactly. Yeah. We wanted this to be a great experience for the consumer, and we hope they enjoy it.
Well, they will, and I know I do right now. Derek Gerald, thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Tell everybody hello from up there in East Alton for us, and we thank Lacey Warden for helping set this interview up. And stay in touch and let us know what's going on down here, okay?
That sounds great, Larry. Thanks for having me.
Have a great day. All right.
All right, you too.
All right, Derek Gerald. And Mr. High-Tech Communication guy over there. I know your Twitter. What is your Twitter tag?
Fishing at fishing.Ron Wong.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. I don't have a Twitter, but I got a Twitch.
I need to start tweeting.
I know. Yeah.
I will tell you, it's quite a bit different than Facebook or anything else. It really reaches a lot more people. And the way that you retweet and all your stuff goes out. It goes out to the world. And so, if you have a message, or if you have something that you're really passionate about, it's a different way to go.
Yeah.
And
as long as you're not an athlete, then stay away.
And
watch
and
what
the
you
thing
tweet.
is anybody can follow you, and you can follow anybody. So, like, if you're in the fishing world and you want to follow some of the pros, such as name them, KVD, Greg Hackney, any of them.
Yep. Yeah.
All you have to do is just go to their page, hit follow, and you can see everything that's going on with them, and it's pretty amazing. Or if there's a company that you want to follow, but social media is something that is even for old people like me. You really need to learn to stay in tune with what's going on.
Yeah.
And Bill, doing what you do now.
Oh yeah.
Print, hard copy. It's kind of going away.
It's hurting out there for all of them.
And there's a lot of reason why people no longer want to carry a stack of newspapers or magazines or whatever when they can just carry a little tablet around of some kind or a smartphone and do all the reading they want.
Well, I think you've got some ideas.
Oh yeah,
we're Mid-South Hunting
working
Fishing
hard
News has been
on
around.
a new website, and the Facebook profile is going to change with that site, and we'll have Twitter going and all. But it all starts with having a website where people can get all the information.
Yeah,
so that's
and
what
it's got to be something. It also has to be a website where it's easy to navigate. People don't want to go and search and this and that and one thing and another.
Yep.
Well, we just and your website for people that want to get information about Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. Do you have a website?
Oh yeah, they can search it. You can Google it or just go mshfn.com. But we're out there. It's just right now it's an old website. They're building a new one as we speak.
Well, I think
I can't wait.
We're just glad that Carlton Veers and all the folks up there have kept this thing going because I got collections of it, buddy, and I can go back a lot of years, and I know that
when I moved in here in '92, it's one of the first things I picked up, and I learned about the area.
Well, we're glad for it. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back, and we're going to talk some deer hunting. Okay, Ron, you can sit back and check your Twitter account while we talk deer hunting.
You just need to tweet out that you need to send her the one in backstrap.
Yeah.
I like sausage too.
He's speechless right now. All right, we're right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that continues to grow into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make an outdoor memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for over 25 years, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-famous resort is in the fall. Fall offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities. Whether it's for lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns, the White River has a worldwide reputation as one of the best trout streams to be found anywhere. Only Gaston's offers you more than 2 miles of river frontage. The breathtaking scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. Gaston's enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its cottages are first-rate, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks plus wood-burning fireplaces. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice, make a memory. Go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis. Go local on 92.9 FM ESPN. Go national on ESPN 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. We're going to talk a little deer hunting right now. It's that time of the year, particularly in Tennessee, and it will be very soon in Mississippi, and Arkansas will be cranking up and things along that line. So we're going to talk right now to Lan Wolf out of the Mississippi. He is the deer program leader for the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, based out of Aberdeen. And Lan, first of all, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great on this Saturday morning. And I know my Mississippi listeners, the bow season cranks up on October the 1st, but there are some changes this year, right, Lan?
Yes, sir. The only change that's going to be applicable to archery season is going to be the changes in the doe bag limit.
Okay. All right.
The daily bag limit has basically been nullified, and the hunters this year can take their entire seasonal allotment of 5 does in one day if they so choose. Now, I would bet once they do that and get to cleaning those deer, they will most likely only do it once. But they are allowed legally now to take their allotment of 5 antlerless deer in one day if they so choose. However, on U.S. Forest Service lands, the bag limit was reduced to 3 does annually and 1 doe per day. So the daily bag limit remains in place on U.S. Forest Service land. The 5 doe bag limit is basically for private land only.
Okay.
The other issue or the other change that may impact archery hunters is that they may now put out corn in their feeders regardless of the date. So they can put corn out without protein pellets for 12 months if they so choose.
And I know that your season is opening up for the archery season on in the hill zone. Let's see, the hill zone would be
hill zone and delta.
And delta will be October the 1st through November the 21st. Let's see, am I getting that right? October the 1st through November the 21st. And Lan, tell us a little preview of the season. What are you hearing, and what are your optimistic? Are you optimistic about what's going to happen?
I've got a pretty good feeling about it. Obviously the hill zone and delta zone are going to open October 1. The southeast zone down in extreme southeast Mississippi will open October 15. I'm getting some pretty good feedback from some trail camera pictures, clubs I've been meeting with and whatnot. it appears that the regular rains that we've had this summer have kind of blown some of these older deer that have been mediocre. They kind of blew up a little bit because we had fairly regular rain throughout the entire summer. So
Good food made the difference.
There's a little bit of an uptick possibly in buck quality this year.
Well,
our deer numbers remain extremely high. Our fawn production remains extremely high, and I would expect quality to be sound. It's not a little bit better than average. Going into this year, I didn't think it was going to be much better than an average year, kind of like last year for quality.
Mm-hmm.
But this summer's growing conditions have kind of blown some of those bucks up, especially those that were in close proximity to production ag, like peanuts and soybeans.
Yeah. Well, I know
the high preference browse plants, the elderberries, rattan vines, greenbrier, and trumpet creeper and whatnot, have been actively growing for most of the summer. So we've had spring basically occur for most of the summer. Even 4th of July was abnormally mild throughout pretty much the entire state.
That's right. Yeah.
So we've kind of had spring all summer, and growing conditions have been outstanding. So I'm optimistic about buck quality. I'm also optimistic about buck numbers. I'm more optimistic about next year and the year after that, because that will be the year that the fawns that were dropped in 2011 and 2012 will be 3 and 4 years old. And so those were 2 back-to-back early springs, and I kind of have high hopes for those 2 cohorts.
Well, I tell you what, we're talking to Lan Wilf. He's the deer program leader for the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, based out of Aberdeen. And Lan, Mississippi has become home to some big bucks. And I don't just mean in deer. Sometimes I mean deer hunting is a big business in Mississippi.
It is. Deer hunting, free-range deer hunting, is worth about $1 billion annually to our economy.
Wow. And I think that's the reason that you're the home for Mossy Oak, Primos. You run them on off there. You got
Primos, Mossy Oak, Longleaf, Preston Pittman game calls.
Yes, yeah.
You've got multiple different companies in Mississippi that are based in. It's not quite $1 billion, but 800 million is scaring $1 billion to death.
Yeah, well, and I know your deer program gets a percentage of that, right? So,
well, that's the deer's portion.
Yeah,
that's the whitetail deer's portion of that $1 billion. Basically encompasses the entire hunting industry.
Well,
and the whitetail deer, the pursuit of whitetail deer in Mississippi is about 800 million of that. So we're making up a pretty big chunk there.
Well, I know, and you
guys.
got
I look for the other regulation change that we've got that will impact hunters later in the season is that the statute that made it through the legislature last year will go into effect this season, that allows hunters during primitive weapon seasons after November 30 that have the appropriate license for that season, be that primitive weapon license, be it sportsman or lifetime sportsman. They're on private property that they own or lease or a guest own. They can use weapon of choice during primitive weapon seasons after November 30. The early primitive weapon for antlerless deer only will remain primitive weapon.
Well, you guys, I know you have to work with the legislature on all you have to do and everything, and I really appreciate you taking. I wanted those new rules to be out there, and Lan, let's stay in touch, and thank you for being with us this morning, and we'll get back with you once the season cranks up. Okay, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
All right. Lan Wilf. He is the deer program leader for the Mississippi Department of Fisheries, Wildlife, and Parks. And now we're going to switch over to Tennessee because our season opens today in Tennessee, the archery season, and we've got Chuck Yost on with us. He is the deer program coordinator for the TWRA. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy, I know this is kickoff day. I know this is when it all rolls out. So look into your crystal ball, and all you folks that are wanting to know what it's going to look like, tell us what does the head man think?
Well, all indications are great. Looks like we're off to some great start with the weather.
Yes.
So I don't have any reason to be pessimistic. I'm proud to report.
Well, how many deer did we kill last year? Total.
168,000.
168,000. That doesn't include car hits, right? So
that does not.
Because I know I have seen more does with fawns running around right now. Bill, you've probably
with
seen
twins.
And twins.
I have 3 different does just in my yard coming through with sets of twins, all 3 of them.
So our deer herd is an estimated how much?
600,000.
600,000, give or take a few.
Yeah,
give or take a few. And
that's right. I want to quiz you though. I want you to guess what county led the state last year in deer harvest.
I would say probably maybe Giles. Or
you're right on the money.
Okay, all right. I keep up with that stuff, buddy. You know, I know where Hardeman ranks too, so I'm in there too. You know, I know these places, but I know Giles is Pulaski, and that area there just has a great. But you know, when it comes to big bucks, I think there's some big ones in West Tennessee, right, Chuck?
Well, there are, but Middle Tennessee's got their share as well.
I know it. You guys have so much to do and everything like that, but. The seasons, we're looking at the same structure as we've had in the past, right, Chuck?
That's exactly right. It mirrors what we did last year.
So you can basically hunt from September the 27th to January the 4th, right?
That's right, unless you're a youth, and then you've got another couple of days.
Yeah, unless you're a youth, you go another couple of days. Have we plateaued out on numbers, 167 or so thousand last year, up and down and things along that line. And our CW, people don't know chronic waste disease. Is that any problem with that, or is our herd healthy?
Herd health is great. CWD is not a concern in our state, or we haven't had any cases of it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness. But the harvest. You know, we're likely to fall around 170,000.
170,000, and I know that's a lot of venison, and I want to, but I want to recommend the Hunters for the Hungry program is still good, right, Chuck?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it's a great program.
All right, now bow season. Let's talk about mass real quick before we let you go. Now, what's the mass situation?
Well, things certainly look good exactly where I'm at in the state, which is in the southern Middle Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
But overall, mass looks good, and if you're hunting those food trees, you should be in good shape.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll be at President's Island in October, and ready to roll. And I've already Rodney Ward, you're listed probably this morning. He's already camped me out a spot, and so I'm taking my crossbow, going to be down there and everything. I hope Chris Park has cleared out a place for me and everything, because I know.
Just don't let those Asian carp knock you out of the boat on the way over there.
I'm not going in a boat. No. I can drive and walk, and everything. President's Island. I can. There is a causeway last time I've been down there. So, hey, Chuck, thank you, buddy, on this Saturday morning. I appreciate it. And we'd like to hook up with you every once in a while if we could to get some reports, particularly when we get these other dates. But let me tell them real quick, September 27th through October 24th and October 27th through November the 7th for archery, primitive weapon, muzzleloader, November the 8th through November the 21st, gun, November 22nd through January the 4th. And how many days is that total? I didn't add them up. Is that total of how many days? Have you added them up? How many days we get to hunt?
You're talking between 60 and 70.
Okay. Folks, there's a lot of chance to kill some deer, okay? Get out there and do it and have some great times outdoors this morning. And be safe, right, Chuck?
For sure.
For sure. All right, buddy. Thank you. We'll talk to you. Bye, Chuck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chuck Yost. We appreciate Chuck. And the bow season is cranking up today, so to speak. And as I said, everything was busy at Everything Archery out there. And Ron Wall wants some venison to cook and things like that.
Absolutely.
But looking at this weather, I bet the processors are filling up right now.
Probably, and we'll be talking to
Stu Burris.
Stu
right?
Burris over at Burris Deer Process in Moscow. We'll be hooking up with him before. It's hard to believe before long.
Yeah, and before I forget, I've got one little announcement.
Okay.
October 4th and 5th.
Yes.
Which is next weekend.
Yes.
The Bass Pro Shop Big Cat Quest World Championship will be going on at New Madrid, Missouri, about an hour and 15 minutes north of Memphis.
Yes. Yeah.
But going out Saturday, because they'll have their annual Fall Fest downtown in big metropolis, New Madrid. But that's also where they do the weigh-ins also. And if you want to see some really, really big catfish in a bunch, that's where to go.
Well, there's some big ones up there.
And I knew he'd throw in fishing right in the middle of a deer segment. He's going to get that in there. Only Ron Wong will work that in there just before he forgets it. Did you hear that? Before I forget it, there's a fishing tournament going on here, deer hunters. Okay. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin. Our legacy.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Greg Ratliff, our new show producer, taking care of us, pushing all the buttons as we close out today's show in the final segment here with Ron Wong and Bill Cooksey in studio, as they are always on the 4th Saturday of the month. That's Ron Wong, our fishing guru and man about everywhere. And, of course, Bill Cooksey is the new editor of the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. And I wanted Bill to listen to this next gentleman because he's been on the show several times. 11 times the Iowa State Turkey Calling Championship. That's pretty good.
That's pretty strong.
Stays on the road. I don't know how many trucks he goes through in a year, but I hope the folks at Hunter Specialty takes care of him. But that's our good friend Rick White. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning to you.
Hank, thank you, buddy, for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And I wanted Rick on today because the bow season, as we talked about on the last segment, opens today in Tennessee. It'll open soon in Arkansas and Mississippi, and a lot of our hunters are getting out there. And our good friends at Hunter Specialties, which has been just a great partner with Outdoors with Larry Ray in our 13 years on the air, are always coming up with some items. And they've come up with a new one now called the 180-day Extra Scent. And I want to get Rick on to talk a little bit about scent, and that's SCENT, and not whether he's got any sense or not. I know he does and everything, but Rick, and I don't want to age or anything like that, but you're a man that's busy and do a lot of seminars, do a lot of traveling, and besides your great love for turkey hunting and deer hunting and everything, the scent industry. Tell us a little bit about the importance of scent, whether it's cover scent. I watched your video, and I've watched a lot of the videos, particularly the one that tells about how to take care of getting rid of your scent. But at the same time, now we're coming up with different things to what I call the deceptive side of hunting, and that's the scent to get the deer more closer into shooting range.
Well, you're absolutely right, Larry. First of all, let me say that one of the most important things you can do, all this stuff put together doesn't work if you don't go to the woods scent-free. So make sure that you take care of yourself so that you are in the woods, you're scent-free, you're invisible to those deer. Now, what are some of the things that we can do in addition to help attract deer to us? So now the deer don't know we're there, and we want them to come closer. Well, you can call to deer, you can rattle and grunt and things like that, but you can also use scents and lures. And, years ago, when I started bow hunting, a big majority of the people were using deer urines, and not quite as many percentage-wise nowadays. But there's a huge benefit to using them if you just do a little bit of research and dig into it and understand how it works, what to use, and when to use it. As you mentioned, we have a new 180-day estrus. We also have a brand new Two Hot Does.
I love the name, Two Hot Does. I love these names. I know you're eating breakfast right now and you're listening to Outdoors with Larry, and we're talking about doe pea. Okay, I'm sorry. That's what we talk about here, okay? But I'm sorry, Rick, it just came to me. So.
No, that's good. No. So anyways, here's what I tell people. The people that really don't understand it and not sure what to use and when, we have that new 180-day estrus. And it's not, even though we say it has an estrus in, it's an estrus urine base, but there's other things in it like deer musk and attractants. So it's a urine that I would recommend using year-round. Any time of the season. It will actually start working a little better for you as you get into that pre-rut and rut. But it's one of those urines that you can't use too much and you can't use too little. So kind of one of those no-brainers. Go out and put it out. It acts as a curiosity. Has territorial features. Does come in and they like to mingle around this. So it just makes the woods so that they're not alert and everything's, going as normal. And it's also what I call weather tough. It doesn't get washed away in the rain like a lot of other products on the market. So then we go to the Two Hot Does, and there's one brand new, and the results from field testing it last year on both of them were fabulous. But the Two Hot Does is an estrus, and it's actually from two does. So you've got bucks that come in, and just imagine a buck smelling a scrape line or just an area that you've applied this. Now you've got in the natural woods, you've got more than one doe coming in at a time. So this gives that presence, two does, and really stirs them up. It's a great urine to use pre-rut and rut, great in scrapes, great on scent wicks. It has an extended release and is also weather tough, but you get repeat visits by bucks on a regular basis, and I would refresh in something, either one of these. A lot of people will go out and put it up every time they go to the stand, but every 3 to 5 days is sufficient on refreshing in those scrapes. But two great new urines, and of course we have dominant buck urines and things like that, which I like to use on and in and around my decoy setups, in my mock scrapes. But those three are the urines that I would concentrate on if I was a bow hunter this year.
I like that no-brainer system. That's my deal right there.
The no-brainer system would work, huh? Yeah. Well, we're talking.
You just apply it to the ground.
You can apply it to the ground. You can apply it to a scent wick that you'd hang in a branch, you'd hang up higher in a tree. You could put it down low on the ground. There's lots of different ways. You can drag a line in with any one of these. We have a boot pad. You can put it on your boot, slide on your boot, and walk in with it. So lots of different ways to do it.
And I love the boot pad because I love to walk. We're talking to Rick White, longtime member of the pro staff for our good friends Hunter Specialties. Talking sense here, and I know, Rick, I think about it, and if I'm not mistaken, your dad taught you to hunt, and I'm just wondering, my uncle taught me to hunt, and I would wonder what they would think with today's world, what we're using and where we've come to, and how it's ever evolving. We just got through talking earlier about the internet and how fast it changes. The scent industry. I mean, it's become so big. It's not just the deer grunts and the calls and things like that. Now this has become even bigger than some of the calls.
Well, you're right, Larry. I mean, think back and when we were younger and kids and what our parents taught us. I mean, I started hunting back in the day where there weren't insulated boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra pair of socks.
The clothing has evolved, and so have the bows and the guns and the shells and the arrows, and everything evolves, and so has urines. But the thing about deer urines is they've been around forever. So deer urine is deer urine, and it was effective 40 years ago, and it's effective today. So if you haven't ever tried it, I'd recommend people get out there and try it, especially early season when you're just out. Maybe you're hunting a food source and you're inside the timber where they like to stage. If you'll go and put that 180 day up, you'll have more deer frequenting that specific area and around your tree stand, and it makes you first of all have a little bit more fun because you're seeing more deer, but it can also make you more effective.
Well, I know these. Just go to www.hunters with a HUNTERSPEC.com, hunterspec.com. Found out all this information, the videos from Rick himself. You can go through there. And these new 180-day estrus comes in a package with, if I'm not mistaken, a 3-ounce bottle with 4 spike wicks, and it's about $20. So try it out. Rick, thank you once again for being with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we will stay in touch because we got your number, okay?
Well, I appreciate it, and good luck to all those hunters that are heading out this morning.
All right, thanks, Rick. Have a great one, all right?
All right, take care.
All right, Rick White, always a great interview here. Knowledgeable man from the Friends at Hunter Special. Let me quickly, before we close out today's show, remind you that this morning out at Ketchum Lake, which is my favorite name for a fishing lake, out at Farm Road and Walnut Grove out there. The Agri Center's Junior Fishing Rodeo is cranking up. Registration started at 7. The rodeo will start for the 10-year-olds and under at 7:30 to 9, and 11 to 15-year-olds will be signing up at 9:30 and fishing from 10 to 11:30. That's this morning out at Ketchum Lake. 8 o'clock this morning. I got 30 minutes to get on out there. I'm going to be out at Calvary Baptist Church, 6252 Memphis Arlington Road in Bartlett. I'll be speaking to their men's breakfast out there, men's breakfast, and my good friend Forrest Goodman set me up for that. I'll be heading out there, then on to the fishing rodeo, and mark on your calendar, October the 16th. October the 16th, that is the Friends of NRA Memphis Banquet and Auction at the Woodland Hills Event Center, October the 16th at 5:30. And we're going to talk a lot about that on next week's show. That'll be open mic Saturday on next week's show. Dave Gabbard, Gene Smith in studio. Johnny McFarland will be back in studio next Saturday with the Mid-South chapter of the Quail Forever to talk about this big banquet that's coming up. Be taking your calls, doing giveaways. I'm going to try to hook up with Buck Gardner on next week's show because, as I said, Buck will be coming on as a show sponsor in November and December when he is a busy man. And I know, Bill Cooksey, what's in this latest issue of the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing?
Well, one of our big things in this issue is going to talk about access. Access is our big problem in hunting today. That's really one of the number one factors in people getting out of it or failing to start. We'll have bass fishing in the weeds. We'll have bass fishing schools for fall schools, deer hunting, everything that's available today.
Hey, it's good stuff. I look forward to reading my magazine every month.
And then Ron Wong will be busy, too, because he's getting ready to crank up and head up to New Madrid to do some pre-stuff. For next weekend will be the big, as he's already said during the Dare segment, so we don't need it again. But then after that, you'll be heading to Strike King for their big conference up there.
And we're going to have a special show for that.
We sure are.
That we're going to put together. We're working on getting Greg Hackney on for that, Kevin Van Dam, our friend David Kilgore, Mike Usler, and
the whole
Mark
show.
Davis.
The whole show will be
devoted
to the Strike King
Strike
conference.
King and Lose.
That's right, and that show will be on the 11th.
That's correct.
Second Saturday, and that'll be Ron's spot, and we'll have all of that.
And we'll have a lot of Lose stuff on there because the Lose people will be there also.
All right, Ron, thank you. Bill Cooksey, thank you for being here, buddy.
Enjoyed it.
All right, Ron Wong.
Thank you very much.
Always
and,
good.
It's always good just to practice good water safety.
That's right. And be safe in the woods this morning. All right, Greg Radcliffe, thank you for taking care of us. This is Larry Ray reminding you I do each and every week that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and for years you've heard me talk about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. It's a love affair that continues to grow into what I call memory makers, and there's no place I'd rather make an outdoor memory than at Gaston's. I've been a Gaston's regular for over 25 years, and one of my favorite times to visit this world-famous resort is in the fall. Fall offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities. Whether it's for lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns, the White River has a worldwide reputation as one of the best trout streams to be found anywhere. Only Gaston's offers you more than 2 miles of river frontage. The breathtaking scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. Gaston's enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its cottages are first-rate, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks plus wood-burning fireplaces. And of course, there's the resort's restaurant, famous for not only its food, but its location perched over the White River. So take my advice, make a memory. Go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone? Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin. Our legacy